I'm Todd Lyle, Superintendent of Madera Unified. This message is in preparation to reopen all 30 schools across the district next week. We start the year with a great deal of optimism and enthusiasm after some strong growth in many schools and grade levels, despite the pandemic's learning loss. Our students, teachers, support staff, and leaders did some truly outstanding work last year to help us rise from the ashes of the pandemic. And it's time for us to stand together in an even more intentional way to build stronger relationships than we ever have had before. The stakes are very high indeed. So I am requesting a renewed partnership with our students' families. Our mutual safety and school success require some very intentional teamwork. Our nation is battling a powerful social poison that affects us all, and schools play a significant part. All summer, like many of you, I have been deeply troubled by the mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, Uvalde, Texas, and in Highland Park, Illinois. We continue to learn that shooters are typically socially isolated, lonely, and feel bullied or victimized. As a school leader, I am committed to address this. As a father of 3 school-age children who attend right here in Madera, I share parents' worries. As an educator for 30 years, I see the dangerous shift in American culture and education, and I can feel the increased anxiety all of you feel out there, students, families, and educators. I was a young teacher when Columbine happened, and we have worked very hard ever since to prevent and prepare and protect our students. We recognize the courageous sacrifices made by school staff to protect students. This poison has an antidote: strong, compassionate relationships at home and at school. We are working hard to learn whatever modern lessons come from these recent catastrophes. So we have updated all our safety plans and protocols. We have hardened our schools with protective measures on doors and windows and with new technology. And we've added more safety staff and have a partnership with local law enforcement that is truly second to none. We will be training our staff and students with renewed focus, and we pledge to do all we can to prevent, prepare, and protect our students and staff. And we will always try to do more. Prevention through partnership is essential to send everyone home safely every single day of this school year. But this brings me to the request for your partnership for the safety of students and staff. When we all feel included, or as the kids say, seen and heard, we can experience an education that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. There are issues to overcome, but we have a unique opportunity too. Across America, we see a rise in anger and violence at the expense of civility and community. We believe Madera can be different if we make different choices to support each other. We often say that Madera is just big enough to have all the problems of California's big cities, but we're still small enough to do something about them. To all our parents, grandparents, and caregivers of every kind, we need your help so we can act collectively. Every year, parents nationwide call on schools to end bullying, discrimination, and just plain old mean behavior. In decades past, the public just accepted this bad behavior as part of the school-age experience. We've even seen it in all the movies. But today, we see the devastating effects it can have on all of us. Today's victims don't respond in the same ways, and sometimes their response is indiscriminate and violent. Mistreating classmates can have grave consequence for us all. We need every household in our community to act in a united way with a clear message to every single student. Words that insult, judge, demean, or discriminate are not acceptable in modern society, and they will not be acceptable at school. Let me repeat this so it is crystal clear. Words that insult, judge, demean, or discriminate are not acceptable in modern society, and they will not be acceptable at school. We all felt socially isolated and bullied at one point in our lives, and each of us remembers how powerful a good friend can be. When this message comes from families and is supported at school, it will bring real lasting change. Please encourage your student to act on behalf of others when they see or hear this kind of behavior toward a classmate. They can speak up by saying things like, "That's not okay to say," or "We don't treat each other like that," or They can physically stand up and ask the victim to come with them to separate them from harm. Or they can do what has always worked: go get help from an adult. We need help from home to encourage students to be upstanders, not bystanders. Upstanders need not assume physical risk, but they should feel we support their social risk to help classmates. Our school staff are ready and willing to even do more to help, and where we have failed in the past, we will work hard to improve. As parents and caregivers, please consider the content of popular culture which we all experience and whether it's age appropriate or right for your family's values. When you notice aspects that might not represent your values, rather than fully restrict them, consider a teachable moment. Parents and caregivers are the first and best teachers children ever have. These lessons, when taught by you and reinforced by us, make for a powerful and positive partnership. American history has provided painful verbal weapons, which have recently been used more often. Body image, gender and sexuality, skin tone and color, family names, hair texture, race, language, faith, and national origin all have plenty of hurtful words and phrases ready to be used to demean. We have observed a trend toward insults regarding gender norms and an alarming increased use of racial slurs, especially the use of the N-word. These cannot and will not be allowed, and your support will make a powerful difference. Our educational staff will be expected to intervene each and every time they hear those insults. Our students have expressed they feel our adults are either afraid to address these words or simply don't know how. We will do more work on this and raise our expectations that every adult also becomes an upstander for our common values and beliefs as a community. Our local government at the school, city, and county level is multicultural, it's multiracial, multi-faith, and multilinguistic. We have created a more inclusive and successful community, and we must protect it with a great deal of confidence and pride. Please take time to speak with your children about your personal experiences, values, and expectations. Share with them how it felt when you experienced these very issues in your own life. Your personal voice and story is the difference maker. Find those teachable moments as they arise to support our collective values of inclusion and civility, so all our students and educators can increasingly feel seen, heard, and safe to learn. As a father of special needs children, and as an educator, I know our standard of excellence in Madera Unified cannot be measured by how we treat the successful, the favored, the privileged, and respected among us. The true measure of our excellence is how we treat the poor, the condemned, the accused, the bullied, and disfavored. We believe in the direction of our schools, district, community, and county, and the partnership of our educators and families to make Madera a safe and healthy place to learn, laugh, love, and live. The power of a healthy community that values each member with strong relationships is the most powerful antidote we can provide. Your support and our increased attention and vigilance will make all the difference. We truly need each other. Together, we must commit to treating each other with compassion and civility. A safe and healthy learning environment starts with a collective commitment between our community and schools. We promise to create a safer and healthier school culture, and we would greatly appreciate support from all our families and caregivers. We believe a positive and inclusive school culture is a safety strategy, and we hope you do too. Have a great year.